Here is every cut Half-Life 2 weapon, part 2. The missile launcher was planned to be in the game, but was eventually cut due to there being a large similarity with the RPG. Next up is the Molotov cocktail, and to arm the weapon, the cloth would have been ignited and thrown towards the enemy, breaking on contact and surrounding the immediate area with flames, and this was eventually repurposed for Left 4 Dead. The OICW is next, and it's based off of the XM29 OICW that never entered full-scale production or served with any military. It was originally planned to be the choice weapon for both the Combine Overwatch and Conscript, but it was replaced by the Pulse Rifle. Now for the most popular removed weapon due to its heavy presence to the build-up of Half-Life 2 to show off the game's engine, and it being one of the most iconic weapons in Garry's Mod, even though it uses the model of the gravity gun in Gmod, and this is the Fizz Gun. It allowed players to levitate faraway objects without bringing them closer. You could also use it to wield objects together, and eventually the Fizz Gun was cut in favour of the gravity gun. The Pulse Shield is up next, and very little is known about it as the only information that we have is an unused HUD texture file. It's safe to assume based on this alone that it was removed at the very early stages of the game's development. The Sniper Rifle, also known as the La Grizzly Big Bore, is next on this ever expanding list, and it was dropped for the crossbow. The weapon still had a use though, as it was adapted to be used by the snipers to the point it became actually viewable by episode 2. SLAM is another popular removed weapon, and it stands for Selectable Lightweight Attack Munitions. It could be thrown or placed on the walls, and you could have thrown as many of them as you wanted and detonated them at the same time. You're also able to set them in a tripwire mode. Continuing this list is the Sticky Launcher, and it appears as the classic pistol, which is most likely its placeholder model. You could shoot red blobs that can stick to anything including enemies, and you can then detonate them, and the best thing is, this weapon was eventually used in Team Fortress 2. Next up is the Stun Baton, and you were originally to be able to pick this up after killing a Metro Cop, but instead it just gives you increased suit energy. The Torque Cannon from Half-Life 1 was meant to be used by the player, but it was decided that the weapon wouldn't be detached from the buggy and would just remain as a vehicle weapon. And finally, the Strider Cannon is the last weapon. You're meant to get it as a drop weapon from dead Striders, and the gun would then be able to shoot the Warp Cannon and regular shots. The model and animations were finished, but it was cut due to it being overpowered. And that is every cut weapon from Half-Life 2. For any more interesting, neat facts about your favourite games, then please consider subscribing to the channel for more.